Looks like we're going to be going live here. Let's jump up on the platforms and see what's going on with the lovely folks tonight. I'm checking my phone because I have a million apps going on here right now. Let's see. The people, there we go. Brian, what's going on, my man? What is going on? You're the first one on, jumping on that I can see. Beautiful. Let's see how everyone else is doing. There we go. Sue from Connecticut. What's up, Allegra from Ohio? Hello there. Hey, San Diego, Lisa. Detroit, Chris. Stephanie from Central New York. Plattsburgh is here. Beautiful. Love it. Let me check all my streams. Let me make my sure. Oh, I'm streaming live on my own site. I love it. Finally. Beautiful. This is awesome. We are rocking and rolling tonight. Erica from New York. Anna Marie from Montreal. Allison from Staten Island. Corinne from Atlanta. Celestial, cool name. St. Cloud looked like. Christine from Virginia. Let me know where you're from, folks. Where are the noble patriots from around the world? Leanne from Huntington Beach. Yes. Tammy in Minnesota. Diane in Tennessee. Anthony in Salt Lake City, Utah. Beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. Hello, lovely, lovely folks. Sheriff from Texas. Frontier Man from Tampa. Aloe from Texas East Side. Jeanette from New Mexico. Shelby from San Antonio. Allie from Wichita, Kansas. Ann from Wisconsin. Tremendous. Sasha from Weston. Not Sasha, the Sasha interviewed. Another Sasha. Beautiful. Stephanie from Texas. Jennifer from Indiana. Idaho, Jennifer. Dicko, West Coast. Awesome. I love it. Beautiful. Kim from Lodi, California. Lodi. Miranda Q, Kansas City, rocking her shirt. Love it. Beautiful. Erica from Buffalo, New York. Chiropractic in Rhode Island. Hello, Christian and Rich. Abar. Vanessa in Valencia, California. Dorothy in New Mexico. Cool. Victoria, Australia. Zinnia. Beautiful name. Kentucky, Tracy. Hello. Alicia, upstate. Mimi. Hello, Mimi. Vivian in Vermont. I love it. Okay, let's go through some things tonight. We're going to dive in. I don't even know. I only have a couple sites to show you. It's going to be mostly chatting tonight. Some of it is going to be... Okay, I'm going to warn everyone ahead of time now, okay? I have to go down rabbit holes that not everyone are going to be able to handle. And I know we've lost some viewers because we're challenging stories that we've been told. And guess what? Sometimes stories, I told you from episode number 1, stories would be challenged. There are going to be things that you have to unlearn so that you can actually start learning. I said this morning, I posted this morning, maybe it was this morning, that would you send your kids back to school if you knew that 90+%, random number, of the information they were learning was inaccurate? I'm telling you right now, I am not going to teach school. I do not have the gift. God did not give me the gift or purpose to teach kids because it would drive me up a wall, frankly. So God bless all of you teachers out there. You're the patience and the soul and the love that you have in your hearts to teach. Amazing. Because if you gave me a room full of kids, I'd probably be beating the hell out of them within about 30 minutes to an hour. But I will tell you that 90+% of what your kids are learning in school is completely inaccurate. You could probably throw most of the math stuff out, honestly. And I'm not going to go into it because I don't know all of it. Obviously, it's not my world. But if if you gave me your kids for a day, if everyone on here tonight was watching, I had a schoolroom of 761 and climbing, will be over 1,000 by the time we're done. If you gave me your schoolroom of 1,000 of your kids, do you know that in half a day, just typing in YouTube channels, I could teach your kids, they could teach themselves more in a half a day than years in school. And I'm not beating up school. Again, I have a ton of teachers that I love. They're fantastic. Teachers have the heart to teach, and that's what they should be doing. The problem is the absolute load of crap that is being taught. Literally, you can go on YouTube right now and educate yourself more in 5 minutes than years of school. What does that say for the system? Just letting it be known. So, this is Dr. Jason Dean. This is Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. And yes, we are live streaming on therevolutionnetwork.com right now, so that if Facebook decides to screw up, if YouTube decides to screw up, if Twitter decides to screw up, or they decide to throw me off, or whatever it is, guess what? You just go to the website, and that will be your network to go. I am good. Let's go compete with the CNNs and the Fox News of the world. You know, well done for Dell Bigtree and others like that who are also doing this and going on our own networks, because this is the and as it goes, it will not just be a station or channel or network for viewing stuff. There will be education there. There will be learning there. There will be courses there. There will be products there. Things that will help you gain more knowledge and be better as citizens of the United States of America, or whatever we're going to call it at that point, okay? But here we go. The first thing I want to do is talk about parenting. Now, I do not claim to be the greatest parent on the face of the planet. Guess what? I, just like you, did not get an instruction manual when my daughter was born. So we make the best of what we can. We do the best. We make the best decisions possible. However, I want to use a parenting analogy for our country and our government. I think it was Friday night. Friday night, it was some news broke, and I don't think it's happened yet, but Friday night some news broke that the president may be shutting down TikTok, which is an app that people put on their phone. But the problem with TikTok is I put it on my old phone. I did not put it on my new phone. I looked at it once. I thought it was stupid. It didn't make any sense to me. And I'm a social media junkie, as you know. So if it doesn't make sense to me, I just kind of get rid of it. So the problem is that it's a Chinese company. It's a Chinese app that is data mining and spying on us. Now, I'm not saying the phone doesn't spy on us too. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something far different, okay? But this is what I saw. I woke up Saturday, I think it was, and I saw people on social media, very smart people, some even friends of mine, and others, non-friends, saying, well, this is a terrible decision, because if that occurs, then what does our country become, where the president can just strip away something that we have the freedom to use? Okay, I get it. I'm going to go back to the degrees or levels of government. You have the republic, which is the highest form of government we have so far seen in civilization that we know of, and it works. All right? We have all the way down democracies below that, which doesn't work well, but it works better than some others. Then we go down, and you come down to the bottom, which you have things like socialism, communism, anarchy. Socialism, communism, and anarchy don't work. They're very low frequencies, vibrations. They don't work. They end in destruction. Now, the anarchists, though, not Antifa. I'm talking about legit anarchists. Now, Antifa's communist. Legit anarchists will make a very good sales pitch to you on how anarchy is actually a good thing because it's complete freedom. Even a lot of libertarians are actually anarchists, but I will tell you, anarchists have it completely wrong. Now, what does this have to do with TikTok, you'll say? It has a lot to do with TikTok. The president said, we are removing TikTok. And these people I know, said, this is a terrible idea because this goes against our liberty. If we take away things like this, then we don't have a freedom of choice. We don't have a freedom to choose. We don't have freedom. Okay, let me use this analogy. And you're saying, okay, as an adult, you have the freedom to choose and the freedom of choice. I totally get it, okay? And I'm going to be very real about a couple things tonight. If you walk through the house and say your kid was like on the computer doing something and working on something, and you walk by and your kid is watching something that is inappropriate to watch for their age, or they shouldn't be watching because from a mind standpoint, it's not good for their mind, right? Developing mind. Are you going to stop and go, wait a second? No, they have a freedom of choice. They have freedom. They have liberty. So you know what? Let's allow them to watch this because it's okay. They should have a freedom to decide if this is something they want to watch or something they want to use or not. No, that's not how it works. So if I walk by and my daughter is like on a craft show, but then she decides that she's going to push a couple buttons, and next thing you know, she's on like porn, or she's on something that is not teaching good things, right? No, as a parent, now I am not saying the president is a parent. I'm not saying your government is a parent. Don't get me wrong, but it still applies in this analogy, right? We need to have boundaries for our kids. We need to have laws and rules for our kids so that we can keep them safe. When you have no rules and no law, I dare you in your house to have no rules and no laws and see how your family and your household works. It won't. Trust me, I've seen houses like that, right? Have you ever walked into a house where there's no rules, there's no laws, and all hell breaks loose and literally everything goes to hell, right? Well, guess what? The same thing works in government. Now, I'm not saying government owns us, not at all. But, and yes, we are not children, obviously. Well, keep in mind, if you're of God, you actually never leave being a child. Like, I'm a 42-year-old child because I want to have fun. I want to do things. However, there's rules, there's laws, there's orders. To have freedom, you have to have some laws. Anarchists don't like laws. They think freedom is just free for all. No. So, let's look at it from this standpoint. Now, I'm being very careful when I say, being a parent and the president. I'm not trying to say the president is our parent. I'm just trying to give you this analogy. All right? If the president or our government or our Congress sees that behind the scenes a country is using an app to violate our freedoms, our rules, to steal information from us, to spy on us, to get our data, guess what? Then if they violate our freedoms, which is violating our laws and our order, you get rid of it. See, this is what's happened. I remember, this is where I get personal. I remember growing up, and I was probably, 13, 14, something like that. And I remember, I'm not going to say where I was, but I was with another family member and of similar age. And we found a Playboy magazine, right? Found a Playboy magazine. No harm, no foul. Every boy gets one. They look through it. They see some stuff that they may not have ever seen before, which isn't real because when you look at Playboy, that's not actually how people really are. That's not how women really are. So we already had our mind jaded because we thought that women, right, laying on a bed with their legs open was okay. And we thought that was what was normal. Do you see how they're programming you already? Then you see that, and then you go to the next step. Then you go, oh, I saw a picture of it. Now, what's the video like, right? Now you have boys across the world diving into things like porn, right? Hey, I'll raise my hand. I've been there. I've seen it, right? But guess what? Now that I know what I know now from an ethical, moral, boundary, law and order standpoint, I can look back and go, wait a second, that wasn't a good idea. That actually messed me up. No, it didn't mess me up, but it gave me a viewpoint on women's bodies that was not accurate. It gave you a viewpoint on sex which was not accurate. And that was when say that was in the 80s, maybe. I don't know. Say it was in the 80s. Do we have more or less immorality, less laws, less order now or in the 80s? We actually had more, because it was better in the 80s. In 2020, we have porn everywhere. We have drug ads everywhere. We have alcohol ads everywhere. If you have a phone and you're a teenager, you can get access to any immoral, unethical thing on the face of the planet within 2 seconds. If I really wanted to on this phone, within 30 seconds or less, I could have some of the most disgusting, immoral, unethical things on here that I could ever imagine just by typing some stuff into Google or some random websites. That doesn't make it okay. That doesn't make it good, right? So, I'm not saying the president is our father. I'm not saying the government is our father. I'm not saying it's our parents. I'm not saying they rule us. I'm not saying they have dominion over us. What I'm saying is he has been chosen as the leader of this country for the time being. And one of those things is we have to carry out what we believe could be the best things for our country in general. And if we need to vote on it, we will, as a republic. But if we have certain countries violating our law and order, violating our ethical and moral guidelines as a country, guess what you do? You yank the damn thing off the table and you say, no, this will not be put here because this helps decay or deteriorate the ethical and moral fiber of this country. So yes, it is a fine line. What we push down, what we don't push down, what we allow public to have, what we not allow. I'm not trying to be a dictator. I'm not trying to even support a dictatorship at all. But at the end of the day, it really is similar to parenting. You wouldn't let your kids play with something like that. You wouldn't let your kids see things that they shouldn't be seeing. So as a people, as we the people, we have to give power to decide certain things like that are not good for our world, for our country. Right? So will I be upset if they yank Disney off? Will I be upset if they decide that, you know what, from now on, we are blocking certain things online that might be pornographic in nature or trafficking in nature or anything that would allow children to see something that could be destructive to their minds? Keep in mind, this is how the deep state works. The deep state is going for the mind. They're not going for the body. Nope. They're not even going for the heart. You know what they're going for? They're going for the mind. This mind right above our head. This mind thing that goes in and outside of our brain, wherever it may be. That's what they're going for. The deep state has been pushing alcohol, drugs, porn, anything immoral and unethical to your children for decades. Now, this does not take responsibility from parents. Parents, you still have to be responsible. If you wouldn't let your kid play with TikTok, then why are you mad at the government taking away TikTok from the apps because it's destroying our ethical and moral fiber of our country? Okay, these are the things you have to think about, because going forward, this is how the world works. You have to have discipline. Do you let your kids just run all over the place and let them do anything they want to? Or do you have morals and discipline? You have to have discipline, right? My daughter, hey, guess what? You're doing a couple things today to clean up for the house. Well, why do I do that? Because when you live here and you're under the shelter, mom and dad work very hard. We provided this whole thing for you, right? You live in this family. We work very hard to get the things in this family, as well as to have security and things in place so that we're taken care of as we go forward. So when you come into this world via us, right, you also have to do certain things to keep your space here. So if you would like to go to the park this afternoon, or you would like to go do this afternoon, or you'd like to buy this thing this afternoon, not a problem at all. Happy to do it. However, here's a list of things that you're going to do, and you'll probably have to do them consistently over your lifetime in this house to get the things that you actually want to do. That's called laws. That's called order. That's called discipline. That's called motivation. That's called work ethic. See how this works? But yet, guess what? The United States of America threw that stuff out a long time ago, and now you're getting the soy boys who are part of Antifa and wearing their jeans down their ass and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not working very hard for the most part. And they're out there complaining that they're not paid more when they haven't worked more. So, if we're complaining and worried because an app is being taken away, you might sound like a child, and not the child of God, the whiny, bitchy child that doesn't get their way because the parents said, no, we're not doing this. This does not live up to the ethical, moral levels of not only our family, but the culture that we grow within our family. You have to build a culture. American culture is we're free, we have liberty. But if you want to play in this playground in America, there's laws, there's orders, and there's work. And that's honestly what made America amazing. And that's why they're taking it to making America great again. Our founders worked their butts off to create what they wanted to create. Speaking of our founders, this is where I'm going to go down a bit of a rabbit hole. Some people will like and some people won't like. And I've been studying this for some time because I love studying the founders, from Jefferson to Washington to Franklin to Patrick Henry to you name it, right? All of them, and the founding documents. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a shock. Not every one of our founders believed in God the same way. Not every one of them believed in Christ or Jesus. Not every one of them probably went to church all the time. They were very different. That's what made them great. They were diverse. That's why they actually wanted a freedom of religion across the board. Now, I will tell you, I don't for a fact know that every single one of the founders was Masons, but George Washington, the first president of the United States, was a Mason, without a doubt. So I don't know if you guys saw, I actually posted a link yesterday, I think it was, of the Nasera video on YouTube. Now, the Nasera video on YouTube, Nasera video, I don't remember the name of it. It's 3 hours long. I watched it in about a day and a half, so I've gotten through the whole video. And this video is interesting because obviously, and some people are going to like some parts of it, some people are not going to like a lot of part of it. I'm going to tell you 95% of it, from what I understand and have read, is true and accurate. Okay? True and accurate. But the big thing that stands out is the Saint Germain thing and the Masons. And this is the part where it really, all the banking stuff I had known about, like the different trusts and, and things like that, excuse me. But some of the first parts I didn't fully know, and I didn't understand all of it, and I'm still working through it. Some people freak out on the Saint Germain thing. Stop freaking out, okay? Not a big deal. Relax. And I'm going to go through more of this as we go, not all tonight, because there's a lot to piece together. But I will tell you, the founders were Masons. Now, this is where it gets interesting. And it told exactly what happened in that film. And I've now seen this several times over, and I believe it's because it actually is truth. The Masons, when they started, like George Washington, the Masons were actually looking for truth. They were looking for truth as in God, source, okay? And they believed in the Mason world there was levels, all right? Levels of Masons. Even today, there's levels of Masons up to like 33 degree. 33 degree is considered, or what, from what I understand, okay, is the Luciferian part of it, right? The light bearer. Lucifer's the light bearer, as they say. Okay. Our founders doing Mason work were not doing that. They actually put God at the top. And they believed that you could actually get to God fully. You could actually see divine source, divine energy, while still as a human being on this planet, which a lot of people don't think is possible. They believed it was. So do not complain to me. Do not yell at me if you don't like this. This is what our founders believed. And I've done enough research on this to find out the Nicera thing put me over the edge because it put everything together on this. Now, the Saint Germain thing, you can decide for that if you want, if that's true or not. I don't know. I've not dove down that road. I know a couple people that say it's accurate, but I've not been down that road enough to fully understand. But I do know the Masons, original Masons, were trying to find source or God. That was their, I mean, even Thomas Jefferson has his Jefferson Bible, right? And it has scripture from Jesus Christ in it. But that does not mean that they all thought that Christ was the Savior. I know I'm going to get yelled at for this. This is not me. This is them. I'm just telling you what I have found. They believed that they were going for Christ consciousness, which was at the top of the Mason ladder. All right? And they believed that Christ consciousness was in all of us, and as we all learn and educate and gain knowledge, we are gaining that full consciousness of life. What happened was the Illuminati stepped in and they changed the Mason basically ladder. All right? And instead of full knowledge at the top or understanding God and being source and being connected all the time, they put Lucifer there. And it was light bearing, or and not even satanic, it's more Saturn-tanic, if you want to call it. They put Saturn up there. Now, does this connect to the whole Draco Palladian thing? I don't fully know. I've seen parts of it, but I haven't connected all the dots yet. It hasn't like gone off in my mind yet, okay? The Masons were seeking creation and God and Christ consciousness. Now, some are going to say, no. They were all about Jesus being saved. No, they were not, folks. That is not what they were doing. Even Thomas Jefferson, who is my personal favorite founding father, he has a Jefferson Bible that he created that he took solely out of it Jesus' words, and he was studying that to gain Christ consciousness. Okay, that's what they were doing, and then it got infiltrated. So, you heard the word infiltrated? Maybe on Q drops? Yeah, you know where infiltrated started? They infiltrated the Mason. Well, this is my thought on this. Guess who I think is an original Mason without the Luciferian aspect? I think your current president is a Mason, and I think your current president, and I'm putting words in his mouth, I'm just speculating. I think your president potentially believes, possibly, that he may be the reincarnation of Thomas Jefferson, because President Trump is a gigantic fan of Thomas Jefferson's work. So I believe that, so it's one of two ways. Either, and I don't know if he thinks this, I'm speculating, but it's connecting, is either the president believes he is either the reincarnation of Thomas Jefferson or Saint Germain. That's where my research has been leading me to. And this is just me researching everything. And that is possibly why he has been called to this time to go forward with this particular plan. All right. So I'm trying to put all this together for you guys, but I'm telling you right now, because people get all mad and upset. I am not trying to discredit biblical anything like that. But I will also tell you, if you guys, okay, so the stuff that I talk about every single 6 nights a week, I tend to have a couple different areas I go to. I go to conspiracy world because I think it's fascinating. I go to history and culture and like what our country is made of. I'm a big fan of the founders, so I study that. I study how our country was founded. I also dive obviously down the health road from a natural health standpoint. I also dive down knowledge road because I think it's something we must do, which is gain knowledge in all aspects of life to be the best you possibly can do. However, I realized after doing some posting that not everyone is really up to date on fully understanding the Q phenomenon. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you go to Twitter, Q is all over the place on Twitter, meaning there's some really smart anons and there's some really dumb anons. Like they don't know what they're talking about, right? I am not a great decoder of Q. I tell you that right up front. That isn't even my purpose. That's not my gift. That's not my job. Okay. I will tell you, one of my gifts is trying to connect all these things together. Okay. I will tell you, many of you, I would love for you to go over and to start following Praying Medic. I've interviewed him. I'm going to have him back. He's open to coming back. If you are new to the Q thing, if you just found this channel, great. Part of my job is also getting you to other resources, right? So you can find out even more stuff. If you do not understand the Q phenomenon, this is the other thing I'm getting. People are saying nothing's happening. There's no arrests. Nothing's happening. What's going on? If that's what you're saying, then you don't fully understand Q. If you don't understand Q or you're new to this, nothing wrong with that. We all have to start somewhere. I totally get it. And I actually not only want you to follow my channel, but I am telling you right now, please go start following Praying Medic. The reason I say that, and I could tell you there's tons of the other ones I could do. Lisa Mae Crowley is fantastic. I just found another one tonight who I'm going to show you tonight. Bina is fantastic. LET is fantastic. But what I need you to do, Praying Medic is a genius. The reason why, he is a very spiritual individual. He stays very calm. As you can tell, I get a little amped up, right? Just my personality. I like to spit fire sometimes, okay? Praying Medic is one of my favorites because he literally keeps it even keel all the time. He does not get involved with the conspiracy part. He does not get involved with Crazy Town. He literally just goes through, decodes them. He actually has a book. When he comes back on, when I have him bring him on, I'll have him promote it because I don't know the name of it. If anybody know the name of the book, you can put it up there. You're free to put it up on my board. That is fine. I fully support him. Praying Medic, if you do not understand Q or don't know where to start, you need to start with Praying Medic. He has a book that will teach you everything from the very beginning up till this point here, and he does it without emotion. He does it with just simple analytical logic. And I actually think I follow Praying Medic quite a bit. I try my best not to take his material because that's not my job, and he has his material that I want people to go to. But he sometimes keeps me calm. There's times where I look at something, I'm like, oh, this is not good. And then I'll go watch Praying Medic and I like chill out in the next 5 minutes. Like it's that fast. Because I love his analytical, non-emotional approach. And hey, I'm an emotional, big personality over here. I sometimes need the yin yang to that, which is the very calm, chill, equal balanced personality. So I love Praying Medic. If you are asking questions like I just went over, why are things not happening fast enough? What is Q? Maybe it's a psyop, blah, 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 all this different stuff. You need to go follow people like Praying Medic. Follow people like Lisa Mae Crowley. You'll find them online on Twitter. They are probably the best ones out there. There's other ones too, but those are the two very popular ones. They keep it calm. They keep it sane. Okay? But that leads me into the next part, which is what is going on with this election. Actually, before I do that, let me take you into this because I wanted to show you this, and this is going to lead into that because I need to go somewhere with the Obama thing. Okay, we obviously had the Maxwell drops. Okay, on I think it's Friday night now. Time is going slow and fast at the same time. Okay. I was introduced by a friend of mine to this new Q account. It's an Anon. I'm going to take you to it. I'm going to tell you right now, when you dive into this Q's account, he's very smart. He's very researched. But if you can't handle or confront a lot of the really crazy stuff going on behind the scenes, but from a literal standpoint, then don't follow him. But I'm going to show him to you, okay? Here is a person with my same name, Jason, but it's Jason Q Januszewski, or I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I'm going to murder the name. But here you go. I'm going to show you, and here you go. Now, this guy actually dives in, and he has the legal paperwork to prove it. All right? If I slide down here, he actually goes through the paperwork and he highlights it. All right? He highlights it. So, here is the flight logs. There's Larry Summers. If you know any financial world, you know Larry Summers, also a political consultant. Okay? I'm going to go through here. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Everyone thought that Walter Cronkite was everyone's favorite newsman. What if Walter Cronkite was at one point on the flight logs? How about that? Also, the Cuomos were on the flight logs. You saw Bill Clinton was named. Obviously, Stephen Hawking was named, etc. A bunch of different names, okay? I recommended this guy today. Yes, I did. Okay? But then it comes down here. He's actually printing out all of the documentation. All right? Now, I'm going to take you down here. He actually has paperwork from a dry cleaning bill of Virginia Roberts. If you don't know that name, you need to go find that name. They were doing $1,900 dry cleaning for delicate lace jeans and underwear and different, let's just say, undergarments, okay? So you can actually open this up and you can actually see exactly what they were doing. They were washing 12 panties. So why does someone have a $1,900 dry cleaning bill tied to pedophile island, Epstein Island? Now, here's more names in here, okay? Bill Gates. There's actually this one right here. There's Gates on a flight log. So he's going through all this stuff, folks. Now I'm going to go farther down because, oh wait, here's, what is this one? Here's Clinton. Some of these you've seen before. Clinton, Spacey, Chris Tucker, one of the Wasserman, the Democratic DNC head, and her sister, I think. They're on there. Okay, so I'm coming down here. Now there's one here I want to show you, all right? So this is the one I want to show you, this thread. Now guys, be ready. This talks about not taking your pets to get their vaccines and why. This was Obama's playbook. So as I scroll down, oh, did I get the right one? Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got the right one here. Oh, here you go. Yep. Okay. It's just messing up a little bit. Okay. So this is talking about cannibalism and blood banks. And this is talking about the protein molecules of DNA and how they were going to do it. Now, he actually goes through who the WHO supplied the viruses. And guys, he has all the paperwork right here, okay? He actually goes through. He actually opens, I'm going to open this one up. He highlights biowarfare materials, private individuals, non-state organizations, including corporations, Baxter AG, Baxter International, the World Health Organization, 72 kilos of live bird flu virus, pharmaceutical companies, international government agencies actively engaged in producing, developing, manufacturing, and distributing biological agents classified as the most deadly bioweapon on the planet in order to trigger a pandemic and cause mass deaths. Look at that. Yeah, it doesn't get any crazier than this. Realize what you're reading, folks. I go down farther, and they talk about who is in head of everything. You can go through all this stuff yourself. I'm going to highlight it, okay? Then down here, I think there's a part here where he actually calls out. So pandemic, influenza preparedness, biological materials. They go over specimens, virus isolated, hybrid viruses, human pandemic potential. Like, this is the mother load, guys. So I'm not going to read it all out to you, okay? But I want you to see it. Here's a good one. Okay. Traceability. Name of the act under House Resolution 6666, the Trace Act. National Influenza Centers, H5N1 and other influenza viruses of human pandemic potential, the WHO. Right now, I'm going to go down here farther because there's more stuff. Procure supplies of vaccines for H5N1 and other viruses with human pandemic potential and associated equipment that meets WHO standards on behalf of participating countries. Seek to provide such vaccines and associated equipment for low-income and middle-income countries at tiered or subsidized prices. Provide affordable loans to developing and least developed countries to support procurement of vaccines and associated equipment. The mechanism for capitalization and governance arrangements for the fund will be agreed by participating member states and organizations, but may include voluntary contributions from member states and non-governmental organizations. So they're talking about the chip, and they're talking about the lower-income countries. And then he put in a little quote there. We don't care if you still owe us money for the previous vaccines. We're still going to do business with you because killing is our business and business is good. Okay. Then it goes down into some more stuff here. I'm not going to take you all through this, but here you go. This was one of his last ones. This was Obama's playbook. Now, why am I showing you this? I'm going to scroll back up. I'm going to be done with this thread because it's going a little slow. And this is Jason Q, JNISZEWSKI. And let me try to get back to his page so you can see it, if it lets me. Hillary was a Rothschild, it says. Whoops, I think I lost him. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. Hold on, let me get him back here. My site is going very slow, not shocking tonight. Here we go. There's his Twitter page, his Twitter handle, okay? So what he was saying, and let me explain what he was doing here. I'm going to go back over here real quick. What he was saying was, and this leads me into the next thing, is they were going to put, there was other documentation I didn't show you in there. They were going to put the stuff into the vaccines for our dogs because they knew we would never suspect that the dog was getting the vaccine with the plague in it. Remember, we said this was biblical? It's biblical because they were actually setting us up for the next plague. And it was going to be done through man's best friend, the one we never thought we would never guess our dogs, would we? We would never guess our dogs because they're our best friend. I love dogs. Come home. Your dog loves you. I'm not a big cat fan. Don't worry. If you have cats, great. But yeah, this is how it works. Okay, now I'm taking you over to Red Pill Bina again. Now, why am I taking you up to this? Because I'm setting you up for this, all right? I'm going to set you up for Red Pill Bina. And Bina is an interesting one. Whoops, I lost it. Here we go. Red Pill Bina, many of you months ago probably saw when I highlighted Red Pill Bina. I'm going to highlight it again. As I scroll down, Red Pill Bina is truly, truly believing that Barack Obama is the Antichrist. Now, before everyone again flips out and says, one, it's not true because that's not what the Bible says and that's not how it's going to happen, bear with me. And I'm going to actually pull up Praying Medic again. I'm not going to pull him up. I'm going to tell you about it because I was watching him too. So this is Red Pill Bina. Go on here. Check this out. He talks about it. He goes into it. He gives you everything regarding Obama that you need to understand about Obama. Okay? He has great videos. He also has a couple great memes that tell you exactly what's going on with Barack Obama. He's a big Trump person, or he or she. Also a big Q person. All right, I'm looking there. So there you go. So Bina hammers on Obama. Now, I'm going to fully admit, I'm not stealing this. I'm just going to highlight what he said. I was listening to Praying Medic, and Praying Medic said this. And Praying Medic is a spiritual follower of Christ. And I am starting to, I'm like almost all there now, that Barack Obama is the Antichrist. And someone asked him regarding Revelation. And Praying Medic said, here you go. People are reading Revelation incorrectly. It was altered. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying what I heard and what I was watching. And said, now, Praying Medic, Praying Medic did not say that Obama was the Antichrist. Bina said that Obama is the Antichrist. I am just starting to fully believe this is where this goes. Okay? So, this leads into this election. Obama, for the record, was not eligible to be president of the United States. So, why not? President Trump was correct when way back he said that Obama was probably from Kenya or wherever they said he was from. Yes, Obama was not eligible to be president under the proper Constitution of the United States, or Constitution for the United States of America. Remember that Oven 4 change? So how did he become president? Well, they subverted and got rid of the Constitution, and they got rid of the Constitution for the United States of America, and they put in the corporate Constitution, which is called the Constitution of the United States of America. Big difference. That's how every president, since that was put in, was able to get in. That's how all the deep state presidents got in. And that's how President Obama became president, because he wasn't of the U.S. And that's how he became president. All right? That's how it works. Now, he is still running a shadow presidency behind the scenes. Joe Biden is the puppet being run for president right now, but he is solely a placeholder. They have zero intention of running Joe Biden as president against President Trump. Not happening. I would like, there's probably a 1% chance that is happening right now. All right. So, how is this going to work? Hillary Clinton does not have as much power as we think or you think. Hillary, especially now that the Bill Clinton stuff's coming out, Hillary has zero chance. People don't like when I do this. So, zero chance, right, of running or becoming president. So, they have one shot left. One shot to take back that seat to carry out their New World Order. So how do they do it? Well, you run Joe Biden, and Joe Biden, why is Joe Biden there? Because he earned his way there. Joe Biden has been one of the most corrupt people in government. He was vice president for President Obama, so he has earned his spot to run and get his 15 minutes or whatever of fame running against President Trump. However, everyone knows that he can't run, that his brain, his mind is gone. He's barely able to walk. Everyone knows this. I highly doubt they will have any debates. If they do, they'll pull something off. But they're already saying no debates possibly because they're afraid, they're concerned about COVID. They're already setting it up. All right, so what's going to happen, most likely, is right at the last minute, maybe November, maybe October. Let's see, August, September, end of September, early October. They pull a switcheroo and they put in Michelle because Michelle is a somewhat female on the outside. Well, from here up. Okay. They're going to put Michelle in to run. And that she's going to be, so you have a perceived female and black. That's what they're going to run against the president most likely. Now, here we go. People are going to say, well, but she's not eligible. She can't. Either was Obama or Barack. They'll run her anyway. They don't care if she's not eligible. Remember, the Constitution was thrown out a long time ago. I do not see a way around them running Michelle/Michael Obama for president against President Trump. That is what they're going to do. That is and then what I think is going to happen is I think either in October, right after it happens, either they're going to drop the October surprise and maybe it's JFK Jr. or maybe it's something else, and they drop the bomb on the Obamas, and that the president hopefully walks in and grabs a landslide. That's what I think probably will happen. There's a reason why the president has been pushing the Obamagate thing so hard, because he knows full well that Joe is not going to be running, and he knows full well it's probably going to be Obama. Now, this is what I want to tell everybody. Don't be scared. Okay? I actually truly believe that the alliance or the White Hats or the Patriots or President Trump and Q or whatever you want to call it, I believe they're actually fully in charge. I believe they know every single play that the Democrats, the deep state, the cabal are going to run. And I believe they're literally it's all a timing situation. So everyone's saying, when are the arrests going to happen? When is all this stuff going to come to fruition? Blah, blah, blah. You got to pull the trigger on it, man. That's what you got to do. It takes a little bit of time to have all this played out. All right. You cannot pull the trigger. I'm going to say before the election. I actually think the arrests will either happen right before the election or they will happen after the election. I don't think Nasara Jacero happens until after the election. Okay. That's when I think that occurs. If it occurs, that's when it occurs. I think they clean house once he has sealed up the presidency. Keep in mind, you do realize, and I told you this many times, the market right now, the stock market is straight up. That's not the real market, folks. Not the real market at all. The stock market is an illusion. It is not real. It is a bunch of companies making a bunch of money that you might have some investments in. But if you look at his tweets lately, he is even saying that they need to return the power and the money to the people. He even said the other day that Bezos basically has too much money and it should be spread more evenly. Now, I don't think he's saying it from a socialist standpoint. I think he's saying that everyone should have equality across the board and no one, like, for example, if one person is going to make a couple $100 billion, everyone should have those types of opportunities to make that. And we should not have poverty when we have wealth everywhere. So I don't think you're going to see arrests happen right away. I think either right before the election or everything happens after the election. I think the cleanup, I think the destruction of the deep state happens after the election or possibly right before. Maybe it's a landslide victory because everything comes out. But I believe they're setting it up for the second term in office where they can get where no one can stop what he's doing. That's what I think is happening. Is that helpful? Does that make sense? That's some of the stuff that I've been reading, researching, looking at, watching, and figuring out on my own. And hopefully some of that's true. We have a few minutes here. Let me take questions. I'm going to open up some more of this stuff as we go throughout the week, but I wanted to kind of drop some of that stuff onto you. But don't be afraid. Do not be scared. This is a game being played out. A long time ago, I said it was the Illuminati versus the Illuminati, and I still think that's basically true. Is I think you have the founders, who are the Masons, who are like one side of the Illuminati, but for God. And I think you have the other side, which is the Luciferian, Satanic, Saturn, whatever you want to call it, cult that is trying to destroy the world. That's still how I see it personally. What kind of questions do you have I can help you with? The stream is going very well over on the network. So if you're having problem on social media, it definitely is working over on the network itself. Okay. Do not be stressed. Do not be scared. Keep doing what I've told you to do, which is prepare, get your gold and silver, which is real money. Make sure you have a certain amount of money with you at home. Don't worry, they're not going to change the monetary system overnight. I would say do invest in some cryptocurrency. I put more money in. Prepare with food because we never know what's going to happen. We don't know if it's going to get super crazy. Okay? We win in the end, guys. Stop panicking. I see a lot of people panicking. What do I do with money? What do I do? Stop panicking, first of all. I said a long time ago, write down what you're going to do. Write down what your plans look like. You know, do you have guns? Do you have ammunition? Do you have food? Do you have storage? Do you have everything you need to carry forward? If you have this stuff, you'll be fine. Deborah, I'm going to work on the crypto stuff. I have some more crypto people that I'm going to reach out to. Kim, on donating blood. You can do whatever you want to. I'm not a big donator on blood. I find it creepy. That's just me. Okay, I'm a rare physician who probably sees that way, but that's me. I don't like the idea of the needle going in and taking blood out of me. Don't say I can change. I can't. Not that I can't change my viewpoint. That's how I look at it. Marie, yes, we do. We got this. Okay, good. Credit unions are more safer than regular banks. Let's see. Debt forgiveness. Okay. Debt forgiveness. I talked on to Sarah. I talked with Chris, who is amazing. I talked with Satcha, who's amazing. I can't tell you financially what to do, okay? I can just tell you pay your damn bills. So, for example, I research this stuff all the time, right? Constantly. Yet, I still pay credit card bills. I still pay for my vehicle. I still pay for business mortgage. I still pay my bills. Now, there's some things I pay minimum on because I have a few little loans out there that I did at zero interest. I'm not paying that all back right away just in case something happens. but still pay your damn bills. Like, don't go around that. Do not destroy your credit because you think a Jubilee is coming. I don't know when it's coming or if it is coming. I'm speculating it's coming based on knowledge and understanding, but I'm not guaranteeing it. I can't do that. And I'm not a financial advisor, so don't ask me. And don't sell off your stocks and everything else. Like, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm speculating on what I see for the government and for our country and the world going forward. Okay? I do buy gold and silver. If you buy gold and silver, how did I use for money? I'm going to have Fred back on. He'll answer that question because he can answer that better than I did. He explained it to me once, but I have to have him explain it again. Yes, skills. Guys, build up your skills. I hear so many people talking about, I don't have enough money to buy this. I don't have enough money to buy that. Guess what? It's skills. I talked about this with Christopher this morning. Christopher's wife paints, and she beautiful paintings, right? Christopher has a couple paintings right behind him that I would pay money for, right? I have friends that I pay for their artwork, for their designs, for their skill sets. If you are not making enough money, you have to learn new skill sets, become competent in them, and make more money. That's how it works, okay? Good. Let's see. Jody, hold fast. The white hat's in control in here in Australia. I love it. Let's see. A couple more questions, and then I'm shutting it down. Yeah, Microsoft might be buying TikTok. Who knows? I buy my stuff through Fred at uscoincapital.com. That's where I tell you to go. Let's see. I will put in where I buy my gold and my silver. Okay, no problem. Guys, I post the gold and silver stuff all the time. You got to go in the comments to find it. That's where I put it, okay? Can JFK Jr. run for president? If he's alive, he can. As far as I understand. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I would assume. Oh, Margot, geographic tongue. I have a case like that we're fixing. Yes, I can help with that. Geographic tongue. That's 2 of them now that I've had to work on. Okay, I'm putting the gold and silver website in. There you go. Annie, you're welcome. Continue creating art. You're amazing. Whatever you do. Let's see. Bought seeds. Good. Excellent. The website's working right now. I just pulled it up. So, therevolutionnetwork.com. It is working. And I actually have my technical people behind the scenes saying that, yes, it is up and working. So, therevolutionnetwork.com, okay? That's where it's working. If somebody wants a health-related question or they have a health problem, whoops, not that one, they can work with me here at noblepatriothealth.com. I'm happy to help you and work with you. I help people all over the world. I don't know about the TikTok thing and Bill Gates and Trump backing down. I'll have to read into that. I haven't seen that. Good job, Terry, on taking a gun safety class. Well done. That's awesome. Let's see. Anybody who has any kind of health issue, yes, I can help them with it. I'm not saying I can reverse it. I'm not allowed to say anything like that, but I can help people, and typically they get better. So there you go. Trump has been talking vaccines for a long time. Until a vaccine comes out, I'm not buying anything. Trump has to play a lot of optics. Again, I'm going to tell everyone, if everyone's panicking or getting freaked out, I'm going to say it again, and I'll work to have him back on soon. Go to Praying Medic. Dude is calm and cool as a cucumber. Good. Okay. Okay, New York Times wrote about Trump. Oh, then I don't believe anything because New York Times wrote it. New York Times is a shit newspaper. Sorry, it's late night, so I can swear. Let's see. I think the dog vaccines are. Keep in mind, I'm not a vaccine person, so that's my case. Of course they put crappy stuff in all vaccines. Okay, last question. And then I got to shut it down. Last question. Yes, every once in a while I swear on camera. I swear more when I'm off camera. Let's see here. One last question. Alexa, you will hear from us. We're I have a bit of a I have a bit of a not backup, but my schedule is very booked out. So if you ever want to see other people as well, I'm happy to help you with associates too. Um, let's see, Dr. Stella. I am working on getting Dr. Stella, but that takes a little bit of time. She's in being busy right now. She's helping people. Do I use colloidal silver? Sean, I will answer that as the last question. I will do another RH negative talk. Yes, I will. Do I use colloidal silver? I use sovereign silver. I don't use it all the time, but I do use sovereign silver. We have it in our cupboard. It's fantastic. I like sovereign silver. I was introduced to that by Robert Scott Bell. I also would love you guys to go watch Robert Scott Bell and listen to him. He's fantastic at robertscottbell.com. If you notice, guys, I am more than happy to promote other patriots out there. It's not all about me. Yes, of course, I love you guys watching and seeing everything, but this really is about saving the country, our planet. And there are friends of mine out there who are doing shows and podcasts, and they're amazing. And so the more knowledge and information you can get and carry out into your own life is the best thing you can do. Okay, good. Awesome. I do homeopathy as well. Yes. Guys, it's been a lovely night. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Go help somebody. Do amazing work. Learn more skills. Be patriots. I am Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, signing off. Have a beautiful, blessed, wonderful night, and have an amazing week. Be well.